Hello, everyone. My name is Yuko Tomizuka, and I'm Global Real Estate Investment Advisor with more than 30 years of experience. I have evaluated so far more than 20,000 of property cases. And I have been spending some time to learn Japanese business philosophy from the famous Japanese entrepreneur, Mr. Kazuo Inamori, who is the founder of Kyocera and KDDI, one of the top three telecommunication company in Japan. He later on got involved in Japan airline dramatic recovery, and he took the leadership of the project. Today, I'd like to spend some time to talk this to find your vocation. What is the ultimate objective of work? This is part one. When Mr. Inamori released his book, To Find Your Vocation, What is the Ultimate Objective of Work? He made a speech for Seiwajuku members, most of whom are business leaders with small to middle companies in Japan, to demonstrate the ideas to be shared with employees of their companies. Mr. Inamori said, "There's only one way to your business success is continuous endeavor and accumulated improvements. To find a vocational work, he pointed out the following tips. Number one, determine yourself to your commitment. Number two, like your work. Number three, pile up small but daily improvements. Number four, keep working. Number five, treasure your philosophy. Number six, put higher importance on employees, not on shareholders. So let's start number one. Demonstrate yourself to your commitment. Mr. Inamori showed his episode when he joined his first company, Shofu Work. Shofu was about to go bankrupt. New employees have been leaving the company, and Inamori was the last one to, to be left to the company. He thought, leaving or staying, no matter what option I take, I must have a very convincing reason. The reason should never be the money, nor my personal benefit. Therefore, I decided to stay at the company and got well determined to dedicate myself to the ceramic research. Getting determined implies that we identify options we can take, compare one from the other regarding each one of pros and cons, then finally select one option that we are going to take. Number two, like your work. We strongly feel that people's concerns usually come from the situation where we got stuck without any other option. We feel that we are forced to do only one thing. We cannot escape that. When we find ourselves to be in such situation, that dead end, we naturally feel suffering and struggling with issues. Mr. Inamori said, when we feel that we are forced to work, we may feel ourselves as victims, and eventually we cannot live our lives affirmatively. This eventually leads us to blame someone and to avoid facing our lives. Mr. Inamori might have thought that he could quit, come back to his hometown, and devote himself to research. He might have finally decided to stay at the company and commit himself to research works. Mr. Inamori said, we finally completed an experiment which at the time only GE had done in the world. The technology we accomplished around that time eventually became the fundamental technical platform on which Kyocera has developed. From this experience, I learned that being fascinated with our work is the initial point over success. I really felt that it's important to enjoy our work despite the difficulties in completing our work. I was almost dancing when I got the experiment data to justify our assumptions. To fulfill our lives, we have two options. One, do the work you like. Number two, be fond of the work that you are involved in. Only a limited number of people can follow the pattern number one, but the majority of us have to follow the pattern number two. And therefore, we would better like to have our work as soon as possible. For us to do, we we have to commit ourselves to our work and deliver the results. For us to facilitate the above processes, we may have to identify the reason why our work is annoying. Which part of our work doesn't interest us? We may consider this point for us to start liking our works. We hate our colleagues, the type of work itself, each part of the job described we don't like, so any other job we may feel interesting. Our salary is too low. Top management are not the one to be respected. We may be able to figure out the person why we don't like our works, and this process will allow us to weaken negative feelings. Number three, pile up small but daily improvements. Keeping out endeavor and chipping out small but daily efforts are necessary for us to enjoy our work. And daily improvements allow us to overcome any difficulties, and finally we may be able to feel more fulfilled. Above mentioned analysis on our works may be a part of daily efforts, and Mr. Inamori mentioned the tips number 4 to 6 will be explained in our next blog. Thank you for your attention.